It's just before 7 o'clock, right before sunrise. And I'm gonna head to Beaver Marsh because yesterday's incursion to the covered bridge didn't go over so well since we saw about 10 birds total. So today I'm gonna go over to this place called Beaver Marsh that I know has cool stuff there, and hopefully I can get some good photos and video of right as the sun comes up and we get some nice warm light. Or with my luck, everything decides to sleep in, late. We'll see what happens. I just realized it helps to put in the coordinates on my mappy thing to actually get there because I don't know the way myself, so I'm going to do that real quick before I actually get out on the road. I'd say that's a pretty good sign, don't you think? That looks beautiful. Dang it. I was really hoping I'd have the trail to myself. But it looks like I have to share it with a few other people. I guess that's okay. I've never actually been in the park when it has this much fog, so this is a nice spooky atmosphere. Too bad it's not October. And there are people on the trail, so I'm probably not going to be talking as much because I'm not used to talking in front of people while doing this, so I'll just wait until they're like down the trail and it doesn't seem like I'm a crazy person talking into my phone. Oh boy, this is hard. I was actually worried I didn't get out here a little early enough because, it's already daylight. But the fog is creating a nice natural softbox for everything, so everything's a nice even tone. But I came out to get the nice warm colors of the morning. So roll with the punches, I guess. Also, I had to wait until this lady, who's probably walking behind me, was well down the trail before I could pull out the phone and start telling you that. I am so bad at this so far. Oh, but I'll get better, hopefully. I'll get better. Right now I'm actually walking next to what used to be a canal. And this just goes all the way down. And the canal actually extends all the way up to Lake Erie and down, I think, to the Cuyahoga River. I could be wrong. But it goes pretty far, and this just happens to cut through the park and morphs, like right there, into wetland. Isn't that cool? Just wanted to show you a little bit better view of the canal. So it looks like this all the way down. Here's about as good a spot as any. There's this great blue heron, and then there's this waterfowl that just landed behind the grass right behind him. There's geese flying overhead. There's all kinds of birds calling. I wish there weren't as many cars on the highway right over there. And it looks like the fog is starting to clear up. But I think I'll just stay here for a couple minutes before I actually go to the marsh, like the boardwalk, where you can see a lot more stuff, because I want to get a nicer picture of that duck that landed, hopefully. Looks like the sun is trying to peek out of the clouds, and on the boardwalk I can see, just casually glancing, there's our little family of geese that I noticed. There's blue jays, there's European starlings, red-winged blackbirds, catbirds, all kinds of cool stuff. Check out that super cool spider web. I've been seeing these all over, and I am not the biggest fan of spiders by like any means, but that is just too cool. Oh, there's a woodpecker knocking right here. Hold on, let me see if I can get a photo. It's like, he's right on that tree, right there. I got 2 photos of this red-bellied woodpecker. And while I do like the first one because it shows the bird a little bit more, I like the second one because of the way the trees and the colors kind of lead you towards the bird. I believe those are European starlings, and they're feeding off the seeds of all the vegetation here in the marsh. They're way over there. European starlings are actually an introduced species from, well, Europe. And they were introduced into the North American continent back in 1890. And since then, they have expanded their range to almost all habitats from coast to coast, from Mexico well into Canada. Last time I was here in this part of the canal, there was a soft-shelled turtle, which is really cool to see. I don't see him this time, but that's unfortunate. I don't know, more people. Why do people keep using this public trail? Give you a sneak peek. That's what I see. Although, probably in, high definition. That's him right there in the middle, leading all the way down. And that's how far I am away from him. Just for a little bit of context. And he's been sitting there for a while, so I don't know if he's just trying to wait for the sun or if he's just gonna stay out there for a little bit, but hopefully I can get him flying, but I think that might be a little bit too much to ask for at this point. Hold this away so the microphone's stuck. There we go. The one thing I don't like about Beaver Marsh is that it's pretty noisy. I mean, yeah, you're always going to see something cool, hence the kingfisher and the northern flicker that we saw. But there's a road right over there, and so the entire time I've been here, it's just been a constant noise of cars just going by and by. But that's kind of signature of Cuyahoga Valley. Like, you have these incredible, wild spaces right next to a major highway. It's so strange. You have to go deep into the park or into some of the more remote areas until you stop hearing cars. Like, one of their biggest attractions is the great blue heron nest, which I've been to a few times, and it's literally on a major road. It makes no sense here, at all. But it's still super cool to see. It's just probably in a good fair chunk of these spots is not going to be good audio, or at least we're going to hear cars in the background just constantly, which sucks. But other than that, it's a good trip. Lots of cool stuff, cool things to see. I'm going to head home. Okay, I lied. That duck that we saw earlier, the male version of it was here, so now it's way easier to identify. I got a couple photos of it, but they went back into these reeds over here. I should have just walked down the trail, because that's what I did, to see if I could get a better angle on those 2 ducks. And I did, which I got a little bit of video of, and a couple photos, but I think 2 more just came down right over here. So I'm gonna see if I can get some photos of them too. Maybe even video. Wood ducks are a success story for waterfowl, as in the early 20th century, they were actually close to extinction after overhunting and deforestation destroyed much of their homes. But since then, nest boxes have helped the population recover all across the United States. Time to go home. Oh, there goes the flicker. And there he went. Every time.